Alright, is everyone here? I haven't heard from Abby in a while.
I'm here.
Okay.
Both of us are just worn ragged this week, so we're here. We're just quiet.
Yeah, you guys are doing finals and shit right now, yeah?
Yeah, that I
Um,
got off of work at midnight the other day.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Yay for EMS.
for the record, you could have been like, nah, this is not an okay thing to do this week because I'm dying, and I would have understood, but...
Oh no, it's not. It's okay. Don't worry.
Okay. I just, don't... I appreciate that everyone's working very hard to stick with this, but, you have a life still. Okay. Anyways, is everyone ready?
I am.
Yes.
Alright, so when we last let off, you guys had just sort of arrived at this bandit camp, and I'm going to sort of re-describe the scene to you so you guys know what you're dealing with. So you've got, it's sort of this, kind of this basin type thing, sitting in between these plateaus. So you guys are kind of at the northwest corner of this right now, where it sort of leads in. Yeah, up there. And it's got like a sort of a 3-tier thing going on. There's like this lower level that you guys are going on now, where you see this dotted lines over here. This is kind of like a slope going up to an upper level. And then you have like sort of like cliffs rising up on around the sides, that form at the top are like the third level. You guys have guard towers here, right near the northwest entrance, and back here, high up on the east side. You can see 5 kobolds manning that northwest tower. Around the sides, you got some boulders kind of near the bottoms of the cliffs that you might be able to take cover behind, but also might be difficult to climb. All these areas that have sort of like these green stuff, that's pretty high brush. The brush is about 4 to 6 feet high, and it's pretty dense, so you can move through that relatively stealthily. You also see a lot of caves dotting the along the cliff walls, and several of the entrances to those caves are heavily obscured by brush. So you guys could theoretically hide there if you got in trouble. And yeah, that's the situation as you guys have it right now. So what's happening? Oh, and just one more thing. I'd like to remind you guys of what your objectives are. Governor Nighthill asked you to find out some information. What he wants to know is... Let's see here. He wants to know where the camp is sited, so you know that much. How many raiders are here? Who their leaders are? What's motivating them? Where they plan to strike next. That's what Governor Nighthill wants to know. You also were approached by a young monk man who told you about his master, Leosin, another monk who disappeared during the attack on Green Nest, and he suspects that he might be in the camp and wants you to rescue him if possible.
So he suspects that he might be in this camp?
Yeah, like he disappeared during the attack, and like a piece an article of his clothing, a necklace that his master wears, was found in the streets after the attack. So he suspects that these raiders. He's told you that he suspected that he was investigating these raiders, this group, and that he's worried that his master either tried to like sneak in and like integrate himself into the group, or worse, got captured.
All right.
So yeah. What do, team?
Let's see. So, do you think we could get in and just say we were cut off from the rest of the group returning last night?
I'm starting to wonder if we're not how do I say? We're not recognizable by face almost at this point. I mean, we have caused them quite a bit of trouble, so I would keep that in mind.
There was that pack of kobolds that ran away earlier too, before we got here. Who knows if they told them we're coming?
Yeah, in hindsight, it wasn't smart scaring off everyone because, now they know who we are. So, let's see.
Well, we're only here for information, right?
Right.
So, there's that guard tower ahead of us.
Mm.
If we can somehow get past that without being spotted, I suppose we could sneak around and try to get that information.
Yeah. So we got this rock face over here that's about how tall up did you say?
Oh, hang on. Let's see here, because it actually does say. It's probably about 40 feet high.
Okay, I could theoretically climb that with some of the stuff I got, but without any ranged attack means,
I'll also say
that's kind of
this.
useless.
It's the rock faces are like they actually have some like natural handholds in them. You suspect that given enough time, all of you could probably climb that without too much trouble.
I say we could try that to possibly sneak around.
Get a better idea of what's actually in the camp beyond this tower.
Right,
So,
and
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna direct you guys to this small map down here real quick. This is kind
Yes.
of an overview type map. This X right up here is that guard tower. So you guys have some like room if you want to like sort of climb up here where you're kind of out of sight to get up high.
Yeah, so here's what I'm looking at, guys. Is I think that we're all kind of sundered just because we see a giant camp of enemies just on fighting, but really that's not what we're necessarily here to do.
No.
Why don't we try climbing up the? I'm assuming that this rock face kind of bends around and that we could find somewhere to climb up it out of sight of the
And I agree, you can do that.
just out of the watchtower.
Yeah.
Kind of just make our way out of sight along the ridge line behind this brush and see what we can see from the from the overlook above. Just try to get some recon because, quite honestly, taking on a decent sized army probably isn't well within our arsenal right now.
Oh, no, I wasn't even contemplating that. I'm just saying, as a worst case measure, I wouldn't have any way to shoot down if they were shooting up.
Oh yeah, no, I got you.
Alright, so you guys are climbing up that northwest face.
Yes, I think that's what we're doing.
I'm gonna say you can just do that out of sight. So you guys are good to move up to there right now if you want.
Okay.
All right. So one thing, DM. It turns out I can't move my character, so I might need you to
Okay,
do that
that's
for
fine.
me.
I got you. Just
All right.
let
Thanks.
me know what you want.
Okay. Will do.
All right, so you guys moving up to like up into here.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you got some pretty thick brush, and you're looking down, trying to determine what's down there.
Yes.
Okay, so here, let me bring some other stuff in the light. From here, you can see the other guard tower is manned by, again, 5 people.
Oh,
They're
my
a little bit
favorite.
tougher guys. You look down below and you see probably, more than 100 kobolds, mostly occupying the lower layer with quite a few mercenaries and bandits and many of the cultists you've encountered so far kind of occupying some of lots of the bandits and mercenaries are also in the lower layer, while the more serious cultists and acolytes are in the more upper area. There's probably around 200 enemies here. A frontal assault might not be in your best interests. To the south, all the way across the valley, down here, you see you see 8 people in chains working out in the yard over here, kind of around here, and they're being overseen by 4 guards, who again, you guys saw men dressed like this back at the temple, but you didn't actually fight them. So just so you guys are aware, they look like so. As soon as I find it, there it is. So I'm gonna show
Yeah, the guy with the strange scissor weapon.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys, you see that. Kind of to the east side, you see a large tent surrounded by what appear to be some pretty serious looking guards. Here and there. And they don't look like they're taking no shit. They seem pretty serious about keeping that tent safe. They have some of these things with them. Some guard drakes.
Ah,
Hey, those are blue like the one that breathed lightning at us.
Well, the one that breathed lightning at you. Well, that the thing that breathed lightning at you is bipedal. He stood on 2 legs, and
Yeah.
this is more of like kind of your ambush drake scenario where. And to the south of that tent, you see a man, a half elven man from the looks of it, tied up and he's pretty much he's tied up to a stake and he's just there, and the guards are kind of watching him too. And he is
good eyes.
He's here. And yeah, that's what you guys see.
We got good eyes to be able to tell that he's half elf because that's 500 feet.
Yeah. pretend you don't see the name tag under there. Actually, guess you guys don't see the name tag under him, I guess. So you don't know who that is. You might have your suspicions, but you can't see so clearly that you know exactly who that is.
I point across at both the areas of the chained up people and the one guy that's tied to the stake. We have to get rid of those. We have to free those slaves at some point. No matter what we do, we have to get them out. I refuse to let them have slaves.
Well, if that's the case, we got to figure out a plan of action because, yeah, that's a lot of people. Don't think that's a smart idea to jump down in there.
Definitely should not take them head on.
No.
I definitely am not interested in angering that big blue fucker with the spear. I've already been on death's door once. I'd really rather not be there again.
Preaching to the choir.
I'm full health now. I'll take them on.
I know our mission is reconnaissance, so we don't need to go guns blazing. But at some point, we return here. And arrows blazing.
Gun? Oh.
I also just want to let you guys know time of day right now. It's approaching sunset. Just so you know.
Perfect time for sneaking.
Oh, yes. I actually had a question.
What's up?
What's the general weather like right now, as well as weather patterns for the area?
Right now it's 6 degrees, partly cloudy.
Okay,
it's like chance of rain.
Well, actually, that's kind of why I was asking. So, my whole thought process, and this is a stretch by quite a long shot, but we may be able to use our weather to our advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Considering that they're kind of nestled into this valley. I mean, if we get a particularly hot day, barraging these probably highly flammable tents with some flaming arrows might not be a bad idea. Or likewise, if we could get a solid storm going behind us, you know, if any of us have the ability to conjure water that we could kind of concentrate down the hillside and flood out the canyon, that might also not be a bad idea. Or at least get one of the guard towers toppled with a nice little flood. But hey, that's just a thought.
I can't do anything like that.
That
So I'm kind of out of the picture for conjuring water.
We do have a
That-
druid who got up to get tea. Sorry.
It's all right.
Well, at this point, I think we know how many people there are. We know that there's some things that we can do. I think we also need to figure out where their leaders are. Maybe even potentially pick one off or be able to interrogate them.
I'll give you 2 guesses to where one of the leaders is, and I'll give you 1 guess as to why we don't want to take them off.
Well, I don't want to go to the big tent. I know that's where that guy is. But there has to be officers somewhere around here. Maybe we should figure something out, some way to infiltrate the camp. Or maybe we should go back to the governor. Maybe he has some ideas for us now that we have some information.
While you guys are discussing this, I'd like to remind you, just an observation you make. None of these people are wearing uniforms. There is no, like, actually, I'm sorry. Some of these guys over here are wearing uniforms, but no one else in the camp is.
Do we see in like the general vicinity over here around the guard tower? Are there any of the
Which guard tower? The east one or the west one?
The west one.
Okay, by the kobolds, yeah.
Yeah. Do we see any of the weird bladed elvish-looking guys on the left? Or are they mostly kobolds over there?
It's mostly kobolds down there. Most of that entire bottom level is consisted of kobolds, and what you intuit are probably just paid help.
Are there any people going in and out of the camp?
Actually, as you say that, yeah, one group sort of walks in. They just wave at the guard tower and they walk in, and that's it.
Well, let's do that.
We do have those cloaks.
We do.
Yeah, I say we could try to be a little covert here and sneak in.
We could do that.
What's our goal if we sneak in, though? Because we will be putting ourselves into a huge choke point, so we gotta have a plan out and at least know what we're going in for. I mean,
I would probably. Go ahead.
We could get more reconnaissance just by. I mean, we're on the highest level. As long as we're half sneaky, we could get reconnaissance around the entire camp and just walk back out to the town after we finish our loop here. I mean, if that's our goal, we'll be able to get a solid view of the area just walking around it.
I think we should find out where one of those officers are. And if these camps are split up a little bit, there has to be an officer in every section of this camp.
We could wait till morning and see. Well, I guess it is kind of far to really see who's walking around. I was gonna say we could see who comes out of what tent and kind of see what we have. I mean, I don't know.
Waiting till morning, we kind of risk them packing up and leaving, and we don't know how long these people are going to be just, sitting pretty for us.
I'm also not so great in the morning. I would very much prefer to fight, at least at dusk.
I brought your umbrella, don't worry.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I cast Disguise Self on myself, and I make myself look like one of those dragon claws.
Okay, you guys are still up on that cliff right now, yeah?
Yep, unless we moved at any given point.
No, we're still up there.
How long does Disguise Self last for?
Let me check. I can cast it at will.
Oh, it doesn't cost a spell
It's 1
slot?
hour.
1 hour?
No, it's one of my Eldritch Invocations.
Okay. Alright, that's fine.
So I can make myself look like this, and we can kind of walk in as cultists if you guys want to put those hoods on.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
At the very least, maybe we will be able to talk to the people in the guard tower, especially if we look like them.
Right.
Okay. All right. So is that what you're doing?
I don't really see much better choice. Unless we're trying to eavesdrop from up here, and that's just getting words.
Well, you can't even. I'll say this: there's a lot of people talking below. You can't hear shit.
I'll put on my cloak.
Same?
Well, shall
Yep.
we?
Let's go.
All right. So you guys are
Act
sort of
casual.
moving back here. All right. So tell me about what you guys do. How do you approach this guard tower?
So how did we see other people walk in? I mean, did they have to like check in, or did they just
They
walk into the camp?
literally just walked in. They sort of like did a quick little like waves like to the guard tower, and they just walked past.
I say we do the exact same thing.
I agree.
On board.
Broke, don't fix it.
All right.
I guess I'll be in front since I'm the since I look like one of those tougher elvish looking dudes.
All right. Yeah, so you guys are kind of wearing hoods. You're being led by a disguised dragon claw. I'd like you all to make a charisma check with advantage.
Oh, God. I love it. -2 in charisma.
Teach you to have a charisma dump
Oh,
stat.
that's a save, not a... That was a save, so let me do the check. Oh, it's even worse.
Let's just go with the
All right.
save. Let's just use that number.
Oh, that's 4. It should be +6 since it's a save. So I have a 10.
I got a 23.
All right. That's fine. You guys walk past, no problem.
Except for Giovanni, who's up on the mountain still.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
He's waiting.
What do we see to the west in the camps there?
You see a
Yeah.
lot of kobolds sitting around. Like the hut. As you approach these huts, they kind of. The first thing you get is the smell. It's not great down here. You look at the huts. They're pretty. They're pretty shanty construction. It's really just kind of some wood staked up, covered with a canvas top. There's not much to these huts. They don't smell good, and there's lots of kobolds sitting around them. And some of them kind of glance at you and quickly look away as you walk past. You kind of get the impression that they don't really want all that much to do with you.
Is there like a cultist hut away from them?
No, there's actually none with them. There are a few like bandits and mercenaries kind of wandering around. They're not really communicating with the kobolds too much either.
Yeah, they're probably put up front as catapult fodder.
Do the huts look not well constructed but well established? Like, do they look like they're often moved, or does this look like a fairly permanent residence?
It's very evident these things are super temporary. They're meant to be. They were quick up and they're meant to be quick down.
What's over on the east side? It's over there.
So this
Same thing.
this dotted line area you're seeing is kind of like a hill going up, and up top you actually see some hooded, some people you've come to know as cultists, sort of sitting around fire up there, hanging out. But again, people are kind of like some people are sitting at the top of hill looking down, but no one seems to be paying you guys any real mind.
Or, well, okay, never mind.
So,
Shall we join them by the fire?
I would say we would be better off trying to get a better look down here.
Yeah, I agree. think stopping is probably not in our best interest.
Yeah, from the looks of it, we only got tonight at best to get this done.
All right.
We should be trying to figure out if we can. We need to see if we can overhear where the group is planning to migrate to next.
And if we can trail them when they're moving, could always try and save the captures.
Heck, if they're preparing to siege another city, if we could ride out before them and give them forewarning, we might be able to muster a decent defense.
All right. Well,
All right, so
maybe we'll
probably
return
just
to
move
the
it.
hill in case we don't find anything before we get too close to that big tent.
All right, so what are you guys doing right now? You're moving where?
Moving down the line.
Yeah, probably just moving probably about to this general area, getting past that first grouping of tents.
All right, that's fine.
Anything new down in this more eastern section?
Again, you're still kind of in the lower tier here, so you see some like kobolds hanging around the fire. There's just people wandering around, and again, no one seems to be all that concerned with what's happening. Everyone looks kind of tired, honestly. Like they've had a long night, coming from Green Nest and back too, and everyone's just sort of chilling.
All right, well, probably best to avoid the main tent, but I'd probably just go down here to try and get a line of sight on what's going on down here, see if I can overhear anything.
Okay, so let's see here.
I'll continue down the main path so I'm not sneaking behind tents.
I'm not sneaking, I'm just wandering.
I'll do the same thing. I'll kind of follow Giovanni.
Okay. So what? I'm sorry, Luciano. Describe to me what you're doing.
I'm just trying to keep an ear out for anything coming from like these tents here or anything regarding these prisoners here.
All right. Well. All right. So you walk up. Actually, no. I'm not gonna make you make a perception check. You can hear pretty clearly. Things are starting to wind down over here. Like the guards are like yelling at people. Like, last task for the night, everyone. Finish up and you go to sleep. You'll get some food in you and we'll get back to work tomorrow. And like you hear like some noises like shoveling going on. And that's what you hear right now.
At least they're getting food, but I wonder why they're digging.
I was wondering the same thing. I would have imagined maybe trying to carve out another cave, but digging seems a little odd.
Maybe
Could be burying loot.
Is anyone like looking at them right now?
Sure.
All right. Well, okay. What you see is they're shoveling what appears to be animal waste. Like they're cleaning up. They're not like digging a hole. Like they're not mining for something, or like they're just shoveling shit, literally.
I was really hoping they were trying to turn from cultists to pirates, burying their treasure.
Well, no such luck from this view, anyways.
And now that we're in a more direct line of sight, can we see this guy like?
Yeah, you can see him a little bit clearer now. He looks a lot like what that young monk man who approached you was describing as his master, and he is definitely still tied up to a stake.
Anyone looking at him that I can tell from here?
No one seems to be concerned with him specifically. They're just standing there. I mean, people can see him because they're standing guard of the tent, and some of them are facing that direction. But no one's like standing there guarding him.
Okay. So I'm just gonna like hop over here and whisper, Yeah, I think that's the guy that we were told about. The monk guy.
I'm sorry, we're talking about this guy right here, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe have our guard friend go up, probably be the least suspicious of, just a bunch of random thugs going up instead.
What is our monk friend, not the one that's tied up, but his student disciple, what is he doing during this time?
He's injured.
He's injured. He's just chilling back in Greenness. Actually,
Oh,
no.
okay,
That's
my bad. I thought he
Let's
was
see
with
here.
us.
Yeah, he's at Greenness, just recovering. He told you that he was sending for some of his brothers in Burdusk to try to help with this, but it would be several days before they return. He was really hoping you could get a head start on trying to find Leosin.
Perhaps we need a diversion. And an extra cloak might not be a bad idea either.
Well,
Maybe.
what I was thinking is if we can have Raz go up both disguised, and I'm not talking in character right now, but go up to him, and then that would be kind of a way to see if these guys are really paying attention to see, like, okay, no one goes near this guy. Be least suspicious if a guard goes up there. Like, least likely to get stabbed or breathe lightning at.
My concern is that it's right next to the tent, the heavily guarded tent. So, I mean,
Right.
if anyone's going to question authority, it's going to be the guys outside of that tent. So, I mean, I don't know. I was thinking we could start burning up one of the hillsides or something to try to get eyes off of us. I don't know.
Maybe we should wait for these guards to bed down, and then we can maybe talk to these slaves. See if we can sneak around to the monk later after people have gone to bed. I don't want to go near that tent. I'm going to be honest. I know we have an objective, and I'm all for releasing him, but we need to be very careful.
I agree. I think waiting would be within our best interest.
All right. So as you guys are discussing this, these guys actually, the guards start leading some of these people back into tents, and you see 4 of them go in here, and then 4 of them go over here, and as you continue to listen, you hear like chains rattling, and it sounds like they're being chained up for the night. And yeah, these 4 guys actually walk out, and sort of 2 of them go inside this tent, and 2 of them sort of wander off to the other side of the camp and start moving this direction up here to join some friends over here, apparently.
Well,
we have a way out for them, but
Wait, these are like just canvas tents, right?
Correct.
So theoretically, we could just walk in through the back of the tent if we lift it up. We don't even have to. We don't have to walk through the door.
You'd probably have to like cut a hole in the back of the tent because it's sort of like down to like it's kind of like canvas wrapped around stakes, and it's like kind of taut to the ground and top.
Gotcha.
But like you could cut your way in.
yeah, but you don't really want to use anything on leather because that makes noise.
maybe we can go take care of those guards real quick.
Do you trust us to get them done, dealt with?
Well, maybe I trust the other 3. And maybe you
I don't
should
have my
take
bow
out that
anymore. I'm deadly.
Oh, you don't have the bow?
No, the string broke.
Oh, well, not really surprised there.
You were there when it happened.
Oh, come on, I don't have the greatest memory. Leave me alone.
Okay. I won't blame you.
I start walking forward.
Okay.
You guys coming or what?
Did we see how the prisoners were restrained?
I mean, no, you saw them go inside the tent. You heard some chains rattling. You guys can't see inside the tent right now, so.
But were they under any restraints outside the tent?
They kind of. No, actually, not really. They didn't really have much in the way of restraints while they were outside, but they were being closely watched by these 4 very scary-looking gentlemen.
I have a
Thanks,
question.
What's up?
How tall are these tents? Ballpark it.
8 feet.
Okay. So it would be safe to assume that these tents would require some sort of ladder to put up.
Not really.
No,
think.
it kind of looks like
No.
it's just like stake, a couple stakes in the ground, throw canvas over the top, wrap it around, like tie it down.
Well, shoot. All right, fine. Whatever. I'll move up.
Anyway, yeah, I'm just following.
Okay, so yeah, you guys can look inside. You guys sort of see inside the tent where the 2 guards went, and they're just sort of sitting at a table playing cards, actually, by candlelight. You guys can also sort of peek inside the tent where those first group of prisoners went, and yeah, you see sort of a stake in the middle of the tent, and like they're all 4 prisoners are wearing like shackles, and they have like chains attaching those shackles to the stake.
Aren't those what Ratzael disguised himself to look like?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, I notice? I notice them playing cards.
I don't know. Did you look inside the tent?
Well, I'm looking around. It's like I passed. Do I notice them playing cards?
Oh yeah, you see them playing cards.
I
Time to
turn
feed your
back to the
gambling
I turn
addiction.
back to the group. All right, I think I can buy you guys some time so you can go talk to those slaves. I don't know how much time, but I got some cards to play, and I head over there.
Well,
Okay. Tell me. Okay, we're gonna break this down real quick. We're gonna start with how this scene with Ratzael goes. Tell me about your approach into this tent.
I'm just gonna swagger in, and I'm gonna throw 5 gold down on the table. Just say, "Deal me in."
Make a persuasion check real quick.
22.
They're like, oh yeah, I haven't seen you before, but yeah, I thought we knew all the other Dragon Claws, but yeah, you sound like a cool guy. Take a seat. You're in.
Well, thanks. I sit down.
Okay.
What are we playing?
It's Texas Hold'em, except it's not Texas Hold'em. It's something else Hold'em. It's
Same rules though.
Green Nest Hold'em.
It's never Winter Hold'em. That's
no, Texas is an island out to the
I
west.
crack my knuckles, and I kind of and I was like, okay.
all right. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Antian 1 gold piece.
I throw in a gold.
All right. Roll a d20 for me. I'm making up a fucking poker minigame in my head right now. Okay.
14.
Going off 14. You get dealt a king and a jack.
Not bad.
And
Suited?
Out of character. Are we gonna use deception for this?
I probably should have made you do a deception check on the way in. That was stupid of me, but
Well, that's fine. I'm just trying to help you out here.
yeah. But doesn't matter. With that, is there any difference between your persuasion and deception?
No, they're the same.
Right, so it's the same number. But yeah, you're in here. Yeah, you get a flop, and it's a jack 10-4.
Where am I in the order? Am I going first?
Yeah.
Okay, I check.
This is so weird. What am I doing right now? Let's just do a full on roll d20, and I'll roll d20.
Okay. A 10.
All right, I'm gonna say this goes on because I don't want to sit here doing like betting and
Oh,
checking
yeah.
and shit.
No, I understand.
I don't know why I was thinking that was a good idea in the first place. You lose this hand. Someone else wins with two pair aces and sevens.
I grumble and I
So
kind
you're
of
down 1
sigh
gold.
as my gold.
All right, that's
goes
fine.
away.
You continue to play cards.
right.
Okay, let's get on with what the rest of you were doing. Yeah.
All right. Well, seeing as we have a distraction, I would just be going in casually, like to see what's going on with this group here.
All right, yeah. So is anyone with her, or is she going alone?
I'll go
I'll
to
go ahead
the
and follow.
other tent.
All right, you're going towards the other tent.
Yeah.
And what is Vertus doing, just so I can move him?
I'll follow behind Lucina.
I'll go with Giovanni.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys both poking your heads in. You see the same scene pretty much. 4 prisoners shackled, and chained to a stake in the middle of the tent. And they have some moldy bread that they're all kind of like sharing and divvying up.
Old, young, sick, men, women, what?
Mostly 6 men, 2 women, all sort of in like their 20s to 30s.
All right.
How solidly in the ground is this stake? I'm assuming they couldn't just pull it out of the ground.
That also make noise.
I mean, you could test it a little bit if you want. You're gonna try to pull it out of the ground? What's the deal?
I mean, I'm just curious. Like, if it's a giant stake, probably not.
Oh my god.
No, it's pretty thick. It's probably it's a circular stake. We'll call it 4 inches in diameter. It's like, it's a pretty hefty piece of wood stuck in the ground.
Well, I mean, my plan is I have 4 scimitars and thieves' tools. I could undo the locks and arm them. Unless you have a better plan.
I mean, if we do that, aren't they just going to get killed?
Well, if they don't take the arms, then no. But, I mean, at the same time, we just going to leave them here? Because...
I think the prisoners are starting to look up to you now, and they're like, and they kind of they recoil in fear a little bit. They're scared of you.
Oh. I have the sigil of greenest. So does flashing that help at all?
Oh, so you flash that to them, and
Yeah.
they kind of they sort of quiet down, and like they're looking at you, expecting like, are you here to help us? What's up?
Okay, right now we're just trying to get a good idea as to who's here and best way to, help. But there's like a million people, and sneaking out the front is probably not going to happen.
Okay, well they say, well, I mean, we can keep our heads down wherever you tell us to. Like, if you just want us, if you can get us out of here, you just want us to hide for a while, we can do that.
Well, let's see. Because that cliff face is about 40 feet, and
I'd like to remind you, there's several caves.
Oh yeah, that's
down
right.
Inside of the cliffs, and there's thick brush, and there's lots of places to hide, really, if you need to.
Yeah. Are there any caves nearby, like in this rock pile
like
over
right
there?
over here, there's one.
Okay. So if we can get you past there, have you hide in there, cause a distraction, then whilst everyone's hustling and bustling. Okay. So, well, because it wouldn't do any good to have any sort of plan without even locking them up, or with them all locked up, I would try and pick the shackles.
All right, make a dex check with thieves' tools.
Yep.
Yeah, you unlock them.
Ah,
So those four are free, and they're like, okay, what now? What do we do?
okay. I would reach into my pack and give 2 of them the scimitars just as a precaution
Okay,
in case. So,
2 of the men take them.
okay, because I'm gonna try and give the other pair or the other group 2 of them. So,
Okay.
just taking 2 off my inventory, and I would then poke my head out and ask Virtus if coast is clear.
All right, so yeah, Virtus, what you see right now is there's actually no one over here. There's some kobolds sitting around this tent, but they're kind of like just sort of chatting with each other and facing northeast. Um, no one's in to your right. There's some cultists and stuff wandering around, but no one's like there's certainly within peripheral vision, but no one seems to be paying attention to this area.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell him. Yeah, it looks like the coast is clear right now.
Yeah, I'd point them to that cave, say probably hide in there, then just poke your head out, like carefully poke your head out once in a while and see if there's any way to, if there's any openings move into the brush. If you just hug the western wall, you should keep away from the openings of any tents.
Okay. All right. They get up and they start moving, and I rolled a stealth check for them, and they did okay. So they're out. So these guys are hiding in a cave. Oops. All right. Similar
Then
scene happening with Talia, and Talia and Giovanni. They sort of seem afraid of you at first. And you guys move on over here with them, I'm assuming?
yeah,
Okay.
once I was done, I would probably
Alright,
pop
again,
back.
what's your approach here? Because, again, these are 2 separate groups of people.
As we were walking in, I would have had, one of my fingers to my lips, kind of just signaling for quiet, the other hand holding up the insignia of Green Nest.
Okay. 2 of them seem to get the message. 2 of them are kind of confused by this, but they all sort of quiet down on the same.
Okay, so I would have gone up to them and kind of gone in the center of the tent and just kind of crouched down and really nice and quiet, being like, look, we're here to get you out. We're going to get this stake off, and we're going to get out of this camp, okay?
All right.
Looking at the stake, that being said, is it like quality wood? Is it like just kind of dry and splintered? I mean, what
It
are we
kind of
looking
looks
at?
like a pretty thick branch off of a tree. Like, it seems pretty solid.
Okay, well, with that, I would have elected to wait for Lucina.
Okay.
Okay, then I would just do the same. Pop in, break out my tools, and
All right, make another check.
Yep.
Succeeds. You unlock the chains.
and then I would once again arm them with the scimitars that I reacquired.
Okay. All right. And you're just gonna send them over to the same cave?
That's probably the best way. You don't want to send them deeper into camp.
Yeah, they make it too. So everyone's out there safely. I'm gonna grab these 4. Move 'em over here.
And then I would just kind of book it away. Well, not running, but just
Right.
casually stroll away.
All right. Ratsael, roll d20 for me.
11.
You lost another hand. Another piece of gold
Ah,
goes by the wayside.
I hate this.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you having any conversation with these guys at all?
Yeah, Yeah, I'll have a conversation with them.
All right, what are you saying?
So that attack on Green Nest went pretty well, eh?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, absolutely. We got lots of loot, enough certainly to add to the horde, and surely it will satisfy. It will help satisfy Tiamat. Praise her glory, and they extend an arm with fingers outstretched, and they retract 2 of their fingers. So it kind of looks like they're doing like a a rock and roll type, like horns and thumb extended, but they have their arm extended like that. With
I copy them.
uh, and they laugh with you and smile, and they're happy. But yeah, got quite a bit of it stored up in the cave up there. The leaders seem happy. Everything's good.
The leaders?
Yeah, it's
All of them?
yeah, both Resmir shoot, what's her name? Crap.
Rasmir Velvet Robe.
No, Rasmir Velvet Cake.
And Langordosa Cyanrath.
Yeah, Resmir, Frulam, and Landragosa all seem pretty pleased with what's happening.
I'm writing this down. Well, where are we headed to next? Green Nest seemed pretty cleaned out by the time I left.
Yeah, well, it was a good target. We took it for everything it was worth. It would have been nice to get into that keep too, but I don't think there was that much stuff in there, anyways. I don't know where they're thinking we're gonna go next. Resmir seemed kind of wig about that monk that we captured. But so I don't know what her plan is for proceeding.
Where's she at? I'll just go ask her. I want to make sure I'm adequately prepared.
I mean, she's probably up in
Can't
the
be
tent.
too prepared.
She's probably up in the tent with her guards.
All right. You guys cleaned me out enough today. I think I'll go stop by and.
All right, you're welcome to stop by and lose the rest of your money anytime you want.
I glare at him. Yeah, I'm sure I would be welcome again.
Right. All right. So yeah, they continue to do their thing.
I head up and I try to regroup with my friends.
Okay.
Where are we at?
Well, we got the slaves out of their tents.
And like the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoons.
There you go.
I don't speak thieves' can't. You gotta tell me what's going on.
Oh, the Isner's pay are in the Aves K with Imikar's K.
I put a hand in my head and I just start walking towards the cave.
Not like that, you shouldn't.
All right. So yeah, you walk towards the cave.
I head inside.
All right. So I'm going with.
Oh shoot!
Oh god. Yes, a guard going to the caves with armed prisoners. This is going to go perfectly.
Yeah. So you're still disguised right now.
Oh, I know.
So yeah, you walk into the cave and they start freaking out. All the 4 of them with swords, all drawn and sort of sort of form a wall between you and the other 4, and they're sort of backpedaling.
Whoa! And I snap my fingers and I drop my disguise.
Okay. And they're like, they seem confused, but they're like, oh, okay.
I assume you guys met my friends. Please don't kill me. I really don't want to be killed.
Like, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm so sorry.
And I just booked it up to him. It's like, why did you put this guy as a guard? Why?
I forgot. I'm sorry. Okay, this magic thing, it's new to me. I don't really understand it half the time. I'm just trying to be clever. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's all fine and good. What's happening here?
Okay, well, I would
Oh, go
move
ahead.
over
Sorry.
here just to get a lay of the land.
I want to ask if the slaves know where Resmir's tent is.
Oh yeah, I mean, all their leadership are sort of congregated around the big command tent up on the hill there.
Oh, great. I turn to the group. Are you guys with me, or are you guys outside?
Yeah, where is everyone right now? I don't know.
I poked
kinda-
over. I poked onto the into the brush to kind of just get a look, see if the coast is clear, tell them to move on, or if it's
Right.
still teeming.
Coast seems clear to you.
All right, I'd pop back and say, okay, it might be a good time to move.
Okay. Well, from what I learned from the guards, there are only 2 officers. There's that woman Resmir and that big blue fuck.
No, there's also Furlong Mondath, the woman in the purple robes you saw in the town square during the attack,
Oh, right.
and there's actually one more too, but they didn't really mention him by name.
All right. So I know there's at least three officers, and I explain who they are. And that thing about the Dragon Queen, yeah, it's Tiamat. So
Would we know about that?
You might.
Let me
Make a history check.
That's what I was about to say.
Oh.
So yeah, you know Tiamat. You've heard stories of Tiamat. She is the Dragon Queen. She was captured and banished to the first layer of the 9 Hells, and that is where she resides, to the best of your knowledge at this point in time.
Oh, that's not good.
That worries me to know what's in the 9th layer of the 9 Hells.
It's the first layer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 7-layer dip, except it's a 9 hell dip.
Well, if the Dragon Queen's only banished to the 1st layer, I mean, holy cow.
But yeah, also things you know about Tiamat. She is a 5-headed dragon. She has one of each color of dragon, so black, blue, green. What were the other 2? Shit.
Red, yellow,
Red.
green, blue,
Yeah,
black,
red and yellow.
and
Yeah.
then metallics.
So yeah, there's one for each. There's one head colored for each type of dragon that there is. Each color of dragon.
Yeah, I would probably say, oh, that's not good. We don't want, a dragon with, a 5-headed hell dragon coming back.
No, I don't think we do. So what's the plan? We have these slaves here. We still have that monk guy. If we're gonna head back to town with this information, maybe we should think about taking the monk with the slaves and just do it all in one go.
I did tell the slaves that it was coast was pretty clear, probably good to move up to the brush and just wait, and either wait for another opening to move or wait for a distraction that we were pretty much guaranteed to have to do at this point.
A distraction. I don't know if we really want to make a distraction.
Oh no! I have an idea, but we would probably want to get the monk away first.
Okay, what's the idea?
Well, you see, we have this cliff over here by the cave and by the big tent. Theoretically, what happens if the command tent goes up in flames?
Well, obviously the officers come out, because that's where they all are.
What if we were to set maybe some fires northeast? Just cause some chaos.
Well, What's our plan to get out of this?
Oh, we don't. We just leave the front, climb up the cliff again, move around, and then just once we start the fires, we just book it back.
I really wish you still had your bow. This could make it a lot easier.
Well, if we, I could probably do it. I just need an hour. I got string.
The sun just went down, right?
Oh yeah, I would say the sun has just set about now. It's probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay. Well, I don't have any better ideas. What do you guys think?
I could set
So-
a fire and then turn into a rat.
Yeah, no one would suspect that. So, okay, that's another idea. Maybe do it synchronized sundials.
So, what is our ultimate goal? I know we want to help these prisoners escape, but we also want to save Leo Sin. And with that, how do we plan to get him out of there? Like, what if we get caught? What's our plan of escape? I mean, we have 200 raiders between us and the entrance of this little valley.
Well, I think first and foremost we should try and get a better idea as to the security around our monk friend. Because if anyone can walk up to him, that's fine. But if some people, or if the guards have issue with that, then that would change things considerably.
So I say we try that, and if we are able to approach him, we could kind of wait till the dead of night, maybe when everyone's asleep, to try and sneak him out of here. Because I may have a plan of escape. I've got about 50 feet of rope in my pack, as well as I'm a pretty strong fellow, and what I could do is I could work back around the top of the canyon here, like we were previously, and I could set up that rope close to the monk as a means of escape, and we could just sneak up the rope and out of the camp.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that something similar to that with just scale the cliff walls because I have tools that allow me to do that. Don't ask why I do; it's not of your concern. But
I also have a grappling hook, so
You guys have so much cool stuff. I mean, it's cool stuff. I mean, I
So-
guess I have rope, but
I'm gonna offer another thought. We do have a warlock that can transform, or that can maybe try looking like Cyanrath. See if he can go pull an authority card and just kind of drag the monk out of the camp like he's pissed off about something.
if he's in the tent, wouldn't that be unbelievably suspicious?
I mean, so would burning down half a valley.
yeah.
I mean,
matter
No,
what
no,
we
no.
do.
That wasn't to get him out. That was to cover everyone's escape. Like the prisoners and the monk in the confusion. Just everyone runs to the tent. They run the opposite way.
I'm not going to say I don't want to do that because this whole changing into different people is pretty nice, especially because most people hate the way I look anyway. But if I do get up to him, he's probably chained up, and while I could likely disguise myself, I don't think I could pick him out.
No, that's probably why. That's probably a good thing. We should see how close we can get. Because if I can get up to him, I would just need a distraction whilst I use my magical key that I have. That's definitely not a pick.
Well, I think at this point it'd just be best if we walk over there to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're talking in circles at this point.
make a better plan as we learn more information.
All right, so who's doing what?
But as I said before, I'd say, okay, good time to go. And then I would just kind of walk. Or good time to move forward, at least. And then just walk out of the cave nonchalantly.
Okay.
Hey, hold up.
Hmm?
Instead of walking through, since we're getting kind of close to that tent, why don't we walk around the edge maybe sneak this time. That way I don't get seen either.
Oh, you're doing the just straight up. You're not disguising yourself.
I think it's too close, and there's not enough information for me to get a proper disguise. Because who knows if the dragon, the bladed looking guys can even get that close to the cave, to the tent.
Okay.
So I would like to stealth around.
All right. Are you like trying to be inconspicuous and sneaky, or are you just sort of walking around the edges? What are you doing?
Oh no, I'm trying to be inconspicuous and sneaky.
Make a stealth check.
17.
Okay. Yeah, you start moving around the edge, and you would do it completely unseen, sort of sticking to the boulders and to the brush. And yeah, you're sneaking just fine. Lucina, what are you doing?
Well, no, it's probably better to try and sneak. So that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. Yeah, you guys both.
I become one with the cliff.
Yeah, you guys are moving around just fine. Where are you going?
I was probably gonna move
I want to go
like
there.
there-ish. Just anything going on in this camp here.
It's just a whole. You see a number of cultists and acolytes sort of sitting around enjoying their stuff. Looks like a lot of people are starting to head into the tents for the night. Everyone seems pretty tired. But yeah, you guys are moving through unseen right now.
Okay, and is that cave over there the only one, or is there one here with the rocks?
This is a very large cave that actually has some guards stationed on it.
Oh,
But yeah, there are some smaller caves like stuck in the cliffside, like over here and stuff, where you could hide for a bit.
that's unfortunate because that means he is definitely more well guarded than initially anticipated.
I'd like to reiterate that. Yeah, make a perception check for me.
Both of us or just
Yeah, whoever wants to make one. I mean, to the best of what you can see, no one seems to really be paying attention to this man in particular. Again, he's in the middle of everything. He can be seen, but no one seems to be paying particular attention to him.
Right. Okay. So is he now? This wasn't. I don't think this was established before. Is he tied up with rope, with chains, with?
With that perception check from this distance, you cannot tell.
Guess I'll check too. Perception.
Okay, so here's what Ratsael can see.
He's got perfect
no
vision.
one from this camp is looking at him at all. If anyone from over here is looking at him, they're more of just occasional glances from time to time. And he appears to be bound by rope to the stake around his back.
I whisper to Lucina, it's rope. It doesn't look like there's any locks or anything.
Well, it's a good thing I also have my rope lockpick, and I just pull out a dagger.
Oh, very clever.
Thank you. I try my best.
So what's the plan? Should we go back, inform the group?
Well, the only other option I see is one of us tries to get close, cut his ropes just enough that he could break through with his own strength, and then go on to our distraction. Leave him tied up there, have him break out in the commotion.
Let's confer with the group before we take any rash action.
All right, I'm probably just going to stay here, just make sure nothing changes.
All right, I'll head back. And I head back.
Okay.
And I'll inform them of the situation. Okay, so that monk guy, he's only tied in rope. So we can cut him out, or we can do something. In the group here, or the group of tents here. There's a bunch of cultists, but they don't seem to be paying attention. And there's a big cave in the back, surrounded by guards. The problem is that this monk guy, he's completely in the open. So if we can't just saunter up there and not be noticed.
Well, how much attention were they paying to this monk?
Well, not much. Didn't seem like they were really watching him too much. I think they just assume he's not going anywhere. So, do you guys have any ideas about what we want to do?
Is there a lot of light on him, even though it's like midnight?
Didn't seem like it.
Yeah, I'll agree with Ratsail's assessment there. There was he caught a little bit of light from from fires from the a little bit of light was shining on him from the main tent, but it was pretty dim, and there was a little bit of firelight from that camp to the south, to the southwest. But no, he's pretty much in the dark over there.
We'll go get him.
All right, well, I'll go get him. You guys sit tight, and if you hear a bunch of commotion, run out with the guards or run out with the slaves, because I don't think you're going to get a better chance than if they try to capture us. And I head back.
Okay, so what's your approach here?
All right, Lucina.
All right, well,
to grab him.
Okay.
So while they're doing this, am I able to do something kind of simultaneously?
What do you want to do?
I can't point it out because apparently I can't ping either.
This-
But on the bottom right of the map, kind of near the compass rose, could I just make my way out of camp and just kind of sneak around to that cliffside? Or not necessarily sneak because I'm out of sight, but just make my way around to that cliffside.
Oh, take the...
Like from the bottom or
Out.
up on top? What are you doing?
Just walking out of camp, just like directly the way we came back. I'm just going to kind of saunter out of camp and just make my way around to that area.
Okay, well that'll take you a few minutes, and as far as I'm aware, the two people who are separated from the group didn't hear this part of the plan. So
Oh no, yeah, no, I absolutely.
all right.
So that's fine. Just in case something goes wrong, I'm gonna have a backup plan.
All right. So by the time that they got back to where they are, you're probably about at the entrance of the camp. You're up
Okay.
just under the guard tower right now. You're moving.
All right, well, I would probably be... I'd assume Raz just told me, okay, yeah, that's the plan, go cut him free.
Yep.
Okay,
So,
so
what do you want me to do? Do you want me to cut him free? Do you want to cut him free and I'll wait here?
well, why don't you disguise yourself and just kind of be nearby just in case they see me? That way you can apprehend me and I'm not apprehended by someone dangerous.
So, maybe I should disguise myself as Resmir.
You haven't
keep
seen
going to
Resmir.
that.
Oh, I haven't seen her.
You haven't
Who
seen
have
Resmir
I
before.
seen? I've
You've
just
s-
seen the big blue guy and the dragon claw.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen
Just laying.
You've seen Furlong Mondath before, but I don't think you've actually seen her up close well enough to accurately disguise yourself. So.
Yeah, we were in the keep, so there's no way I would have seen
Yeah.
her accurately.
Yeah.
All right, I'll disguise myself again as a dragon claw.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna, sneak over to him.
Okay, you are sneaking though, yeah? You're trying to do this stealthily.
Yes.
Make a stealth check.
I was really hoping we could just use the old one, but I knew this was gonna happen. It doesn't
Oh,
matter
God.
though, because it's...
Succeed.
And then I'm just gonna go up, whisper to him, okay, we got the slaves free, don't worry about it. I'm gonna cut your binds just enough for them to be up, but you can break free. And
this man is in a poor physical state. He is
Hmm.
conscious, but he's pretty weak.
Okay. In that
And
case.
he responds to you. He's like, I don't know who you are, but like, no, leave me here. I've been gathering a lot of information from these people, and I'm pretty badly hurt. But I'm not super excited about leaving right now.
Information taken to the grave helps no one.
He's like, well, I think I can get out of this myself, anyways.
How so?
Your help's appreciated, but I'm good here.
Did not anticipate this. Well, your student asked me to come save you. Your, what's his name?
His
Nassim?
name was shoot. His name was Nassim.
Yeah, I had it written down. I just didn't write down the affiliation.
Right. Well, yeah, Nassim's a good kid, but I think I'm onto something here. I appreciate that he's worried about me.
Well, could you at least relay what you know for now? That way, it's not just dangling on your.
I mean, I could,
Getting
but
back.
it would probably take a few minutes to get all of that out. You didn't seem to be wanting to be seen on the way in here.
All right. Well, I might be back, and then I'm just going to sneak away because drawing attention to him, even with my stealth, probably not a good idea.
Okay.
And so while that's going on, also just a note, I want to move south, like along the southern ridge, not the northern
Okay.
ridge.
I'll say based on how long that conversation took and that approach, you probably made it up this far so far. Like you're
Okay.
up above that cave where they are.
So since I still see, go ahead.
You want to be like you want to be down here like above them right now?
Well, both. So as I was traversing on, I was going to stop near Giovanni and Talia.
I mean, you're pretty high above them though.
Right, you said about 40 feet.
40, 50, yeah.
Okay. Now, is there a chance I could kind of call down to them or signal down to them, like pick up a pebble, throw it at Giovanni, something like that?
Is Giovanni and Talia outside the cave right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a dexterity attack roll.
All right, let's see.
All right, yeah. The rock, you toss like, a small rock and it kind of lands at Giovanni's feet and it rolls forward.
Okay.
That's strange.
It's raining rocks.
I mean, I can tell you
I
you
put
throw a
out my
rock
hand
good, but I can't tell you that
die.
Giovanni did anything with that information. So
Okay, I'll look at from where the rock came from.
all right.
As he's looking up, I have another rock ready to smack him in the face if he didn't look at me. So he looks up and I just kind of drop it, just, oh, hey, kind of wave.
Okay. What are you trying to communicate here?
I'm going to take the rope off my pack and throw it down and try to find like
Are
a
you
rock
just
or
throwing
something
the
to tie it
entire
off.
bundle of rope down, or are you tying
Wait.
to something
Wait.
first?
Well, let me finish. Throw one end of it down, and I'm going to try to find like a rock nearby. And if there's not, I'm just going to hold the other end.
I'll say there's a rock nearby. How do you have like 40, 50 feet of rope?
I have 50 feet. Yeah,
All
that's why I was asking how high up it was. Yeah.
There's a tree up there you can secure it to.
Okay. So I don't know how I would describe the hand motions I'm going to make, but I'm just going to try to like kind of motion like that they could use the rope, like if the prisoners would like to escape without walking out of the
I
camp?
think just the concept of throwing the rope down would have communicated that just fine, but
Perfect.
You're up there
Perfect.
doing it.
Let him do it. Let him make the hand motions.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be motioning anyways, just like, hey, there's a rope in case you missed it. I don't. I know
I'll
it's
just look
dark.
at him weirdly.
I'll tie my rope to the bottom of that rope and kind of hold it up so he can see that it's there and kind of signal for him to bring it back up.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay. So you tied your rope on the end of my rope.
Yeah, like just in a coil. I'm
Oh,
assuming I'm not going to be shouting to you in the middle of this camp, so I'm going to hope that you figure it out.
Right. Okay. So I guess I'll pull up his coil of rope.
okay.
So now we
Okay.
have 100 feet of rope.
All right,
So now I have
yeah,
100 feet of rope.
you have 100 feet of rope, have at the top of the cliff, and none on the side of it right now.
So, I'm just gonna take his rope and put it in my backpack, and then throw my rope back down.
Okay.
Thanks for the rope,
Not-
sucker.
So now I have 50 feet of rope in my backpack, and then then there's still basically a rope hanging off this cliff attached to a tree.
All right, I'm gonna switch scenes back again. I want to get a move on here because I feel like Giovanni and Talia are not having a very active role in what's happening at all right now, and I don't really like that. So I want to kind of move this forward a bit.
Right.
What's happening over with Lucina and Ratzael?
I just be saying, okay, yeah, he's weird. He doesn't want to be saved because he's getting information. And if you were to tell me all that information he's gathered, it would take several minutes.
Well, I guess I could disguise forward, get the information myself, but I don't know how well that's gonna go considering I'm gonna look like one of them.
Oh, I probably should have told him I had a friend. Did I tell him I had a friend? Yeah, you'll probably be fine.
He's tied up, right?
Yeah, he's tied up, and he's weak, so, he's not going to fight back.
All right.
If you decide to take him with you.
I have a couple things that I can do instead. I'll walk forward and go talk to him.
Are you disguising yourself at all first?
Yep. Well, I'm still disguised as the
Oh.
Dragon Claw.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
As I get within 30 feet of him, I will use my what is that called?
Mind speak?
Yeah. Awakened mind. So I will telepathically let him know. Hey, I know this looks like I'm one of the bad guys, but I'm not. But if I get out of this disguise, I'm probably gonna die. I'm a friend of that sneaky fellow that was just here. And I
All right, this is a one-way communication, correct?
Yes, this is one-way communication.
All right, so he kind of looks up and he doesn't really know where it's coming from, but he nods.
Hey.
Hi.
So my pal Lucina was just here, and she was telling me that you got some information. Now I know you don't want to be let go, and that's fine. If you don't want to be let go, then we'll just tell your student what's going on. But we really need that information to take back to the governor, so we can know where these guys are what they're gonna do next.
And he goes, "All right, what do you want to
know?" Well, we need to know. Do you know where they're gonna attack next? They just got finished attacking Green Nest.
It's to the best of my knowledge, whatever comes next has to do with what's in those caves up there. And he shakes his head back to the cave that's behind him. That's pretty well guarded. He's like, only the officers are allowed in there, but it's kind of the worst kept secret that there's a dragon hatchery back there. They got eggs.
Okay. Dragon hatchery. Do you know how many leaders there are? I only know about.
There's 4. There's Resmir is in charge of everyone. Her right hand is Landragosa Cyanrath. Frulam Mondath is kind of the officer that's been in charge of this specific group. she was kind of in charge of the assault on Green Nest and this raiding party. And they have an acolyte with them named what's his name? His name is Asbaria Joss.
An acolyte of Tiamat.
Yeah.
Oh, it just keeps getting better and better. So, what other information do you need?
He's like, I want to keep an eye on what's going on. Any movement that comes out of the nursery back there, I want to know about it.
Well, it's not just me and my friend here. We have a couple other friends with us. Maybe we could investigate it with you if we took
So,
you out.
well, it
here.
would be like a suicide mission to go in there right now, but I risk a lot to, I ended up getting captured, which wasn't part of the plan. I was hoping to sort of sneak in and integrate myself, but keeping an eye on this camp is where I want to be. I want to know what's happening here.
Do you think they're going to make any moves anytime soon? Because we can relay this information to the governor and then maybe come back with more
It's
forces.
like, I'm not so sure that they're planning on doing anything anytime soon here. I'm probably going to have to get out of here sooner than later, though, because I think they're planning on executing me in the morning, but I have a plan. I was just hoping to gather information for the night, and then I was planning on sneaking away.
Well, what's your plan? Because maybe we can help you out.
That's what I said.
Well, he's like, I'm just listening, and I've got this knife back here, and I've been working on the ropes for a while. I'm actually pretty much free right now. I just wanted to listen for as long as I could.
All right. Well, if you think you're okay, then I suppose we can let you do your business. But I just think don't you think you're being a little overly risky with all of this?
He's like, well,
We're here
it's
now.
a good thing I've handed off this information to you, which means that it's going to go somewhere, hopefully. I don't really know who you are, but I'm hoping you people are trustworthy and can make something useful of this, which actually emboldens me. I don't really care that much about my own life. I'm just trying to stop these people from what they're doing. So at least
But you
now
have-
I know that the information I have gathered will go on to benefit someone.
But your acolytes, they need you. They need you to train them, and you're just gonna throw all that away.
Make a persuasion check.
20.
It's like, okay, I suppose you have a point. I should protect my life a little bit more than I am. He's like, all right, I'll leave with you if you think that's what's best.
I do, and I think you're more useful to us alive than dead, even though you have passed on this information.
I'm gonna say that at this point, Virtus is probably above the cliff where Lucina is currently standing.
Can I go back to what Virtus and I were doing real quick before you move them?
Okay.
So after I throw up the rope and don't get the response that I was expecting, I would have climbed up the rope, booped him on the snoot, taken my rope back, tied it around the tree, and then let it go back down the hillside. So we have 2 ropes to climb up rather than just one.
Okay. All right. In that case, yeah, you do that. And I'm gonna say that entire thing happens, and Virtus is probably here at this point, then, instead of straight over.
Well,
And Virtus took 5d8s of damage.
Before I
What did you say?
I was going to say, before I leave, I'm just going to say, you should have said so. Say, I thought you wanted me to help our covert friends over the hill here.
Oh. No, they're fine.
It's fine. It's probably fine.
They're fine. Whatever.
It's probably fine.
I'm sure that that our rogue has a way to get out of that.
I do. It's yell for the guards and then run like hell.
Okay.
No.
So yeah, that happens, and you're back down with Talia, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, you're here. Okay, so back to Ratsael.
All right. So here's the plan. I take out my dagger and I cut his ropes, and I say, all right, I'm going to cast minor illusion. It's going to look like you. It's going to give us a minute. We got to use that minute to get away, and then we got to get as far away from here as we possibly can, because they're going to know real quick you're not around anymore if they check on you.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I take my dagger and I cut his vines, and I cast minor illusion on the stake that he was tied to and make it look like him.
And where are you going?
Straight back to Lucina.
Make a stealth check.
Great. So,
Okay. All right. Yeah. You're all with Lucina.
all right.
Okay, and I would say, okay. I'd greet the monk like, oh, how nice of you to join us, and I would just give him the cloak that I was wearing, like, this will keep you covered-ish, and we gotta go. The cave. Let's go. Follow me.
All right. Yeah. You all make it back over here. You're all more or less together now. Virtus, you see this happening, and you like sort of move with them back towards the top of the hill.
Yeah, I mean, I see them moving back. My whole point was to meet up with them, so I'm just going to kind of move back to the top of the hill.
Okay, and that's where you are. All right, so you have eight prisoners. Well, 9 rather, and the 4 of you at the bottom of the hill, and you have Virtus at the top of the hill with 2 ropes dangling down.
Well, I would climb up and then give Virtus my rope to throw down, because, he's strong, and I don't think having 3 ropes around one tree is going to be good.
All right, so is this the plan now, where everyone says exfil, just up the rope and out?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so I'll take the 3rd rope, just wrap it around my forearm, and then throw the remaining part of it down and just grip it as tightly as I can.
Okay. So everyone makes it up the hill here. And I'm gonna say that as you reach the top, the last person reaches the top, it's been approximately 6 or 7 minutes, and you hear you see a flurry of activity, with some guards going and moving towards the stake where Leosim was held before, and signaling back towards the guard tent. And you hear a horn go, and an alarm has been sounded. But yeah, you guys are well on your way out of here, though.
Ah, shoot, we forgot to set the place on fire.
Opportunity missed.
Well, maybe we'll be back.
It's never too late, though, right?
It's never too
Are
late
we
to
still
join
up
our
on the
citizen.
cliff?
Yeah,
You guys are all of you are at the top of the cliff right now.
I'm going to light a torch and throw it down into the bushes in front of us.
Okay.
You couldn't do that away from us, and I just
Yeah.
start running away.
Yeah,
Well,
Sure
let
enough,
me-
as
let me
you say
re-
that, the brush lights ablaze, and you see
So,
a
I
lot
can't-
of heads
I
start
can't-
turning. What's up?
I can't point on the map, but I mean like the big, on the map, like where we all are, the big green
one?
shrubbery and stuff on the map. Yeah,
Right.
right there. I can't. So yeah,
That's still
down
by
into
us.
that.
That is true.
Well, you guys are up. You're up on the cliff now, but yeah, fair enough. We'll get out of here.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I'm gone.
Okay, everyone. Yeah, everyone gets out clean.
Yeah, I'm on the fringe. Map.
Yeah, you guys are out of there. Good job. So yes, you have an extremely injured monk who barely managed to make the climb up this. You have 8 commoner prisoners who are in tow with you, and you guys are what are you guys doing? You moving back towards Green Nest, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
that'd
right.
be the best.
So yeah,
Did my torch do anything?
It started a fire.
It did this. All of this down here is on fire.
Perfect.
Yeah, and yeah, you guys are out. So it is approximately 10 p.m. right now. You guys have been more or less moving since around noon. How do you want to, like, you guys just marching straight back through Green Nest, or?
Yeah, about how far from Green Nest are we again?
That's approximately in 6 to 8 hour trek, kind of. So you guys are gonna be sort of walking through the night to get there.
We also have prisoners who've been working all day and a pretty much dead elf man, or half elf. So
How far are we from that little, like, clearing where we attacked the kobolds and cultists last time?
That was probably about halfway back.
that's probably not a great place to camp because, we ambushed them easily.
Well, there was all that brush around it. We could always camp in the brush.
Okay, so we're all on the same page here.
Yeah,
I just move you guys back to the map screen. Alright, so you guys were sort of down here where it starts getting hillier. But there are some, like, there's some grasslands and trees where you could probably take cover moving back towards Green Nest.
Yeah, that'd probably be good to just get at least halfway and then do a makeshift camp for the night, just split up watches.
Okay. Let's see here. I want to award some XP before we go into rest mode. Each take 100 XP for starters.
100, so that's 9. 5 for me.
Take an additional 250 each. Uh, 200 for your prisoner rescues. And you got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 25 divided by 5. So 5 times 7. You each get an additional 35 XP.
An additional 30, you said?
35.
35, okay.
Which I think should push all of you well over the level up requirement for level 3.
Yeah, level 3 is only 900.
Yeah.
You guys were only 200 away before I started dishing out like 500 experience, so.
Yeah, I was, I think, maybe 75 away because I think I had 825.
So, yeah, you guys can bed down, take a long rest, and level up if you'd like.
Okay, now let me do that now because I decided not to do that before.
Shouldn't we be
putting everything in there at least?
What's up?
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, everybody that was 825, if I counted correctly, we should be at 1410. Is that right?
Yep, that's what I got.
All right, cool. That's all.
Now I'm at 24 hit points. Huzzah!
Yeah. Did anyone want to take my rolls on your hit points?
I did not get a chance to roll that yet. Let me try that now.
I'll take mine, but I'll ask you what you got.
Who was that? Was that Giovanni?
Yeah.
I rolled a 5 for you, so you would have gotten 7 total.
What'd you roll for me, out of curiosity?
A 1.
Hey!
I think I'm going to, wait, so that would be my total. So I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have so much stuff to put in now. Yay!
I'll go ahead and keep my 6.
All right.
I'm gonna keep mine. I rolled a 3.
Too bad we didn't level up before, because that would have made our escape plan a lot easier for me.
Okay. And the implications of all of that isn't super important, because it's gonna be non-combat all the way back through,
Right.
Green Nest. So if you don't have all of this figured out, that's not a huge deal.
Yeah, I have quite a few things I need to add to my spell list and character sheet, but I can do that once I actually have real internet.
Right.
Just so you guys know, you're looking for next level of 2700.
Can I have your roll?
Yeah, my roll was for you. It was a 6, so you get 8 total XP added, or HP.
Oh, sweet, thanks.
And what did I choose? All right, duh.
And I think during this long rest, you should all at this point have. I don't think anyone used hit dice yesterday, so you should
No,
all be
I don't think we
up
had a chance.
to all 3 of your hit dice. You should have. So
Because I only need 4 hours of rest, I'm using the extra 4 to restring my bow.
okay.
Just so you know, just for my level up, I get a new artisan proficiency, which I don't think you'd want me to take right now, and just kind of find as I go. I don't know, just
That's
because I
fine.
wouldn't develop the skills on our walk back. I also got my superiority dice, and I've got those picked out and typed. I can send them to you if you want. But
I'll
just got
I'll
them.
just take a look at your character sheet a little bit later.
Okay.
How many of those do you get? Superiority
I get
dice?
3 maneuvers and 4 superiority dice, which come back after every rest.
Yeah, short rest included. Yeah.
Correct. The only thing I have that comes back on my long rest is my luck points. So my second wind, action surge, and superiority dice come back on a short rest.
All right.
And they're under my attacks and spellcasting for when you go to look at them.
Right. Is everyone like good here, or is people still tabulating?
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I can always just do a
Be good.
control find to get what I need. Handbook.
Okay. So yeah, everyone's bed down for the night. At this point, when you guys wake up, it is approximately we'll call it 9 a.m. Actually, wait, that's not true, because you guys walked for like 4 hours or 3 hours first, so it was probably about 10 a.m. When you guys
Okay.
finished this rest. And yeah, you guys walked the other 3 hour walk back to Green Nest, and it's approximately 1 o'clock in the afternoon when you guys make it back. And yeah, does anyone like want to roleplay anything while they're walking? Or just want to make it back to Green Nest?
So on my watch, as we were kind of, I would have elected to take the final watch just kind of as the sun's coming up, I guess. And I would just want to pull out my cartography tools and kind of just, I'm going to be sitting around sketching out the land between Green Nest and the southern mountain range that we came from, just kind of adding it to my collection of maps and so forth.
Okay.
I'll sit down next to him.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm okay. I just you're trying to map, right?
Yeah, just adding it to the collections.
You have any maps of the ocean by any chance? that
I
can look
do.
at?
On my all over the western coast of just around Mintarn, and I'll go ahead and hand them over.
And I'll just kind of look at it, and I'll start crying a little bit.
What's wrong?
I miss being on the ocean. It's been a really long time.
What did you used to do on the ocean? What happened back there? Why? I don't understand.
Well, I kind of looked at the ground and I'm like, well, I'm a drow, right? I'm not exactly well liked above ground, but I used to be a sailor. I escaped from the Underdark when I was very young, and I ended up getting captured by pirates. They enslaved me for several decades, and when I finally got free, I was rescued and by a group of vigilantes, pirate hunters, and I kind of turned the tables on my captors with them over the next couple decades as well. And stuff happened, and now I'm here as an adventurer with these weird powers that I don't really understand, and I just want to be back on the ocean. I'm not too good at this whole integrating with society thing. On the ocean, you're free. No one cares what you look like or where you came from. They just care about what you can do and how you can help people survive. I was good at that. And I was good at helping my family and my mates. And in here, I guess you guys are my mates. I don't really have a crew anymore.
I'll nod and clap Rothschild on the shoulder, and I'll say, "We'll get you back there. We'll get there."
Yeah. Thanks for letting me look at this map. I needed to see the ocean again, even if it's just a picture.
All right, I'm really glad we took a moment to have that scene, because I think a couple weeks ago I mentioned that like when I was looking over everyone's character stuff, that like I thought that Giovanni and Razziel were going to be good buddies, and this is exactly why I thought that. I thought that Razziel would connect with his passion for sailing with Giovanni's cartography and map making, and I thought that would be a point of bonding for them. So I'm kind of glad this happened.
Well, that answers that question. I've been wondering about that since you first said it.
Yeah,
So-
and I was wondering about that too. I was like, that could mean anything. That's vague. I like
So
that.
that like literally that scene is exactly what I envisioned, like before this even started. So yeah.
I've actually been thinking about that all week when he said that he was a cartographer. I was like, oh, like it's my opportunity.
So yeah, we form a little bit of a personal bond between two of our adventurers here, and I kind of like that. I like this opportunity to sit and just take you guys are just 5 people. You all have really good ideas about how you want each of your characters to go, but I'm glad that you guys are taking some time to like sit there and figure out why you connect with these other 4 people who all have their own thing going on. So.
Right.
Oh yeah, that was really good. I love it.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't have heard that. I probably would have been using the last 2 watches to do my meditation. So
Yeah, I think that was a very personal moment between those
Yes.
2 characters. I think the other 3 of you did not hear that or partake in it, but yeah, don't skip on the opportunities. Don't get so caught up on the mission at hand to skip those opportunities. So I'm glad that both Giovanni and Razziel took that opportunity.
Yeah, everyone still at the end of the day is just a person.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna say that your long rest is over. It's probably about 10 a.m. and you guys move back. Does anyone is there a discussion you guys want to have on the way back to Green Nest, or is everyone's like, we're just trying to get there and get home and be safe?
I would be trying to expedite the group to make our way back before we're hunted, especially knowing that our hunters have some large beasts which can likely pick up our scent.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't need to tell Lucina even once about that. She's raring to go.
All right, so I think everyone packs up and takes a pretty expedited, fast moving trip to the Green Nest. And yeah, you guys are welcome back. And like, it's been, by the time you guys get back to town, it has been approximately 28 or maybe 30 hours since that attack ended. People are back out in the streets trying to like sort their homes back out. You see a lot of people who are still. It looks like most of the people are past like the bewilderment, the shock of having lost their homes, and everyone seems to be in the phase where they're putting their nose to the grindstone and trying to fix things to get them back to normal.
Mm.
Uh, um, Several of the people who you pass in the streets recognize the five of you, because they were taking cover in the keep, and they know that you were the adventurers who were sort of looking out for the town while all of this was going down, and they greet you warmly. And yeah, you guys are welcome back to the keep with open arms. And as you guys enter the gates, Governor Nighthill runs down and meets you in the main yard, and he addresses you like, "Did you guys learn anything?"
Even better, we got a guy who learned everything that he could. He didn't learn everything. If he did, that'd be amazing.
Okay, and as Leosin sort of steps up to talk to Governor Nighthill, the monk, the young monk who asked you to look for Leosin sort of comes out of the keep. And runs up, and he's quite happy to see Leosin. So yeah, Leosin sort of fills in the gaps here. He explains that this is the cult of the dragon, and their mission is to bring Tiamat back into the prime material plane. He mentions that there's a lot of, there are many dedicated cultists, but the vast majority of their forces, at least at that camp, were mostly hired help in the form of bandits and mercenaries. He tells you that they have a lot of kobolds working for him, but not because the kobolds are particularly important. There's more or less cannon fodder to them because kobolds are draconic in nature. So they look at the leadership of trying to bring back dragons as an easy opportunity to convince some foot soldiers to work for him. They were easily manipulated to work for the cause. They had been raiding pretty widely around the area for a while now, but Green Nest was its biggest target so far. Let's see here. He mentions again that at the back of the camp there was a cave that was completely off limits to those who weren't explicitly cleared by Mondoth and Resmir, which had a number of guards and kobolds, and it was referred to around the camp as the nursery, that they were trying to hatch a clutch of dragon eggs back there. He says, like, I know a little bit about their leader, Resmir. It's a half black dragon, that came to the area a few months ago and set up camp. And Resmir is definitely the woman in charge there, where Mondath was more in charge of day-to-day operations. He recounts that Cyanrath was Mondath's right hand and was pretty much always near her. And Governor Nighthill agrees. He says, "Yes, we're familiar with that particular half dragon." And he says that most of what was stolen was kept inside the caves, but he doesn't really know what their plan is for what's going on next.
Mm.
And yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's all the information that can be gleaned from that camp. So.
Oh, we also set fire to the camp.
And Governor Nighthill says, "Oh, really? Well, that's quite good. I hope quite a few of them burned up in it for
Me
what
too.
they did to our town the previous evening." Oh yes, and Governor Nighthill pays you the remainder of what he owes you from doing this mission. I believe he paid you guys 100 up front,
Correct.
and
Nah, he didn't pay
No.
100. I think it was
50?
only 50.
No, because he doubled it. He doubled it. So I
He
think
did
it was
25 till
50.
50.
Oh, was it
He
25 and
gives-
then 50?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's 25 and then 50.
All right, so he pays you the remaining
What?
200 gold balance each.
How did he? No, because we got gold from the ambush that we did. Because if we had that much, I only have 67.
He gave us 50 initially.
Yes.
So I don't remember what the total was. I think it was 250 per person.
We had 60 gold initially, so would have been 12 to each of us. So we should have had like
No, it was
without.
I was paying you guys each. He's paying you 250 gold pieces each,
Oh.
and I think it was originally 10% up front, and then you convinced him to even double it more.
Yeah, I think you're right. So everyone should have added.
He either paid you 50 up front, or he paid you 100 or 100 up front, and then he's paying the remaining balance right now. So I think you're right.
He did not pay 100 because I only have 67 and I started with Jack.
Yeah, so he paid each of you 50 up front. Now he's paying you the remaining balance of 200 each.
Okay.
Neat. I have money.
Now I can buy things and goods and items.
So, just out of curiosity, are shops kind of back to being open in Green Nest right now, or is it still? Are they still recoiling a bit?
You asked Governor Nighthill about that, and he says, most of the shop owners aren't really worried about shopping right now, but like most of them still have some stock, and if, they're working on cleaning up. But if you stopped in, I'm sure they'd be glad to sell you some stuff.
Okay. I want to buy 3 bowstrings.
Ugh.
Can I send you a shopping list and you can tell me what I can and can't get at some point whenever you get to it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, you guys think about what you want to buy real quick. I'm gonna open up the equipment table here and then try to determine.
Saving every bit of gold I get for plate mail.
Adventuring gear. All right, yeah, I got. So you want bowstrings, huh?
Yeah, honestly, I might as well just go down to the armory and say, "Hey, can I have some? I saved your town."
I think they can give you one that you can use to restring it.
Okay,
that they have sitting around.
Or a bow, preferably made by a dwarf.
Costs 25 gold pieces. So I'm gonna say that. Yeah, they're. I'll say they'll give you one bowstring. Down the army.
Yay.
If you want to buy additional bowstrings, I'm gonna say they cost 5 gold apiece.
Yeah, no, if I can get it for free, I'm just taking the one.
Okay.
And I'll put my makeshifts back.
Okay.
What else? Anything this? Yeah, nothing really. I'm just happy I have money.
Money is nice. Does anyone else want anything?
I want a set of studded leather armor. If I can get it here.
It is going to be 45 gold, and yes, there is an armorer down the street near the town square.
I will purchase that.
All right.
Yeah, I probably should have been looking at the item list.
You're really going to save all that money for plate mail? That's a lot
That's
of gold,
the plan.
dude.
The plan. I am going to ask if they happen to find any javelins in the dead bodies of some of the kobolds, because those probably are mine.
I think they hand you 2 in the armory.
Okay.
Javelins are pretty cheap too if you want to buy them.
I'm good.
Does Talia understand the concept of money?
Nope.
He's like, I got all these shiny things. Some of them are whitish, some of them are oranges, and some of them are yellowish. And
What do I do with them?
You don't know what to do with money?
I know not to give it to you.
Well, first of all, I only take money if you lose it. I wouldn't just take money from you. That's not very nice.
I mean, you could always give it to me. I'm a bank, You get interest. I mean, I get interest 100% a day.
No, I would definitely not give
Bank?
money to him.
I guess I will go ahead and ask around if they have any splint armor.
Splint armor?
Yes.
Let me go back to this table. Yeah, they got an old set around. It will cost you 200 gold pieces.
So if I were to offer them my chainmail armor in return, would I get any discount?
They would take 50 off the top.
So they'd give me 50 for my chainmail?
Yep.
Is there any chance I could persuade them to give me just a little bit more? I mean, I saved their town,
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh, the haggler.
Oh, hold on. I thought I clicked it. 1 second. There we go. 21.
All right, yeah, they'll give you 70 for your chainmail, and yeah, the splint mail will cost 200.
That plus
Okay.
6 charisma always blows my mind. I always forget about that, and I just see persuasion 6. I'm like, what? But for a paladin, I mean,
Yeah. Pretty important stat for me. All right, so I'll go ahead and kind of start taking off my chainmail, hand it over to them, and then also hand them over 130 gold, and take the splint mail
All right.
or splint armor, whatever.
Spell materials. How do you want us to do that?
What materials do you
Carefully.
need? Don't you have a do you want spell materials? Because like you can cast it with using your druidic focus in your staff, but
Oh, I can't?
yeah, your staff is your druidic focus.
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
can
the only-
replace materials.
I think the only thing you have to buy is if it says it costs.
Like
If it
if
doesn't
it says
say
it,
you cost,
it
you can
consumes
use
that
it, yeah.
material.
Yeah.
That's when you need those materials.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I was just looking at the list of things because I didn't think about shopping. I was just thinking, money. Yeah, I would probably just want to get studded leather if at all possible.
Yeah, there's 45, I think I said.
Yeah, 45.
Yep.
All right, so that brings me down to nice even 222. I'm just gonna update that. It's plus 1. That's gonna be a 50 mark.
I want to talk to Governor Nighthill whenever we get a chance.
All right. Yeah, I think everyone else is kind of out shopping right now. You can approach him freely.
Sure. So I'm gonna go up and not trying to not having a kind demeanor. Just be, earlier you did give me your word that if you located any more potions of healing, that you would be able to provide them to us. Was there any luck on that, or not so much?
None more in the keep. There might be some shops out in town that could have some, but we haven't been able to. We've completely exhausted the supplies in the keep. We had about 10 as of 48 hours ago, and now we have 0.
I understand, and I appreciate you checking for them and holding your word. I really do.
He says, "Yes, no problem." My pleasure.
Is there any way that I've wrapped up my little bit of shopping I've needed to do? Is there any way that I can help around the keep, or is there anyone that that needs help that I might be able to
Well, he says that's very
just
kind of you to
assist?
ask. You seem like a strong man. Over on the north side of town, they're re-erecting one of the building that was burned down. I'm sure they could use some help there. So
Okay, I'll go ahead and
he's referring to, I guess, we'll call it this building. But
I'll go help out over there, and I'll make sure that the party knows my general plan and that I'll just be up there. But I'm good with my shopping, so.
Quick question: how much would I get for selling the leather? That was 10. It's worth 10
they're
buying
willing
it.
to
So.
offer you 6 gold pieces back for it.
Okay. I'm not a haggler. I'm going to take that.
I will do the same. And then I will head over to where Giovanni is, knowing that that's where he's headed towards.
Okay. Has everyone sort of done shopping for today?
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, close that. So yeah, this is kind of some downtime now. Everything went pretty good over the last two engages here with protecting Green Nest and getting that bandit camp sorted out. The town is greatly appreciative again that you did so well protecting the town, and yeah, especially now that you've come back, you went on this dangerous mission to scout out their attackers, and then you came back and you started helping rebuild buildings. So everyone here is pretty keen on you, and I think after seeing this display of your kindness, everyone here is anytime you're hungry, everyone invites you to sit and enjoy meals for free. And everyone is more than happy to offer you accommodations for if you're tired and stuff. And uh, things are pretty quiet for a while. Leosin is still pretty injured, but he's recovering nicely, and he says that he might have some work for you after he regains his bearings a little bit, but he needs a few days to recover.
Also, something I'd like to add in for flavor, if you'd be willing to do so, is anytime we're in a new town or area, even if it's just making stuff up, could you tell me if they're known for the production of anything in particular? Like some towns for, I don't know, mead, or some of them. You get what I'm saying? Just if
Okay.
if the towns are known for anything,
Okay.
artist and
Yeah.
crafting wise.
Let me think. That would be nice. I should have a table for this. Well, this town is kind of a it's a breadbasket of sorts. They mill a lot of flour and stuff here, but they've also had a pretty good supply of gold. The industry has kind of dried up. They're not really mining gold here anymore, but the town's pretty well off for it, which is why it was such a nice target.
That's why they
It
could
was
pay us so well.
yeah, it's kind of a way station for trading, which is why this caravan that you guys were initially with wanted to come here. So yeah, there's no more mining industry here, but they do produce enough food to keep their people fed, and they have a decent enough hospitality arrangement where they have inns and taverns that can accommodate travelers, and there's lots of goods traded.
I guess I'll also throw it out there. Is there anything, if it's a center of commerce, any, I guess probably not now. Any peddlers of like less common magical items or anything like that?
You could ask around. Make an investigation check.
18.
Well, with that investigation check, you find that there's one person who has been working with apothecary a bit. they have a kind of a laboratory on the northeastern corner of town where they've been working on brewing potions. So that's a little, it's a more of a common magical item, but they might have some supply there to sell you.
Interesting. I'll go ahead and share that information with the rest of the party.
What's an apothecary?
Yeah.
Roll knowledge.
All right, that would just be a straight up intelligence check to know what that means, but I think he's making a character choice that.
Yeah, I
he
know,
doesn't
I'm joking.
They're kind of like bartenders, except bartenders sell drinks that are bad for your body, while apothecaries sell drinks that are good for your body. Some will make you stronger, some will help heal you.
Some are poison.
But yeah, that too. But they're also more expensive than a standard tavern.
Fancy drinks.
Yeah, kinda.
Yes, you just need to be careful.
Well,
What is a bartender?
One who tends a bar.
where are you from, Talia?
Helpful. Kind of the wild.
That would explain the skull.
Have you spent much time in civilization?
Negatory.
Were you with other people, like a tribe? Or were you by yourself?
I was with other people for a short time, but not past a certain age.
Well, did they trade? Doesn't seem like you're too familiar with currency.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really need to trade anything. The earth just provides it all.
Yeah, I can understand that. The sea is pretty good at providing stuff too.
Yes.
I have heard of that. I would love to see it one day.
Oh, it's quite a sight to behold. The wind through your hair as you're sailing.
Oh, yeah. That explains a lot. So,
Explains what?
no, not. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Talia. Oh, out in the wilderness, never seen any civilization. No offense, but
I
yeah,
don't know. I like nature.
nature's nice until it tries to, kill you. Then it's not so nice.
It's. I mean, nature isn't really nice. It just is, right?
It is what it is.
Well, I've got my town business concluded for the time being.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Okay.
a couple days till he's ready for us, right?
Yeah. So it's like unless there's anything in particular you guys want, like, just give me sort of an overview of how you spend these 2 to 3 days.
Well, unfortunately, I would not be looking to do general rogue things because, this place was ransacked and they kind of like us. I don't want to change that.
Yeah, they're all out of loot for you to take anyways.
Right.
Is there
Are there any, nice sticks I could take, just a pretty leaf? Nah, I'd probably just...
Yeah, I mean, there's some nice trees and parks if you want to go chill under.
Is there a barracks or somewhere I could train using weapons?
Sure. Inside the keep, there's
Okay.
there's a guard station there, and many of them are sort of training. Like the reality of this attack has sort of made them realize that perhaps they're not as prepared for attacks as they could be. The guard's sort of working double time here, both making the town safe and also upping their training regimen.
I would be looking for the
I'll,
caravan that we came in with.
Yeah.
I'll go help them.
Okay.
Go ahead. I was going to say something else. Go ahead.
Yeah, the caravan you guys came in with has made its way into town. It's they're sort of set up in the main town square during the day, with most of the caravan members hanging around at some of the inns that surround the some of the more well-off members of the caravan are at the inns surrounding the town square, whereas some of the not so well-off ones are more or less staying inside their stagecoaches for the evenings. But
I would be looking for my pay.
I'll go help the guards train everybody, since you have like a military background and kind of proficient in all martial combat. I'll go help train.
okay, yeah, you go and help train with the folks in the keep. Yeah, I guess if you want to collect your pay from the caravan, they gave you 10 gold pieces for getting him this far.
Are there any forests nearby?
There's a small wooded area, probably about half a mile outside town. Not even a half mile. I'll say a quarter mile outside town to the northeast.
When I was collecting my pay, it's like, yeah, we're all kind of, in the keep together. Can I just collect everyone else's pay and just give it to them? And save them time finding you out?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't quite catch that.
I would be talking to the caravan. Yeah, we're all in the keep together. You mind just, I'll take their pay, give it to them. That okay?
Make a persuasion check.
Nope.
Yeah, they're like, no, you collect pay for yourself. You can tell your friends that they're welcome to come collect their pay at any point.
I just missed out on an extra 40 gold. I am not happy. All right, yeah, no, I would tell them to get their pay before it's gone then.
I'm not sure how many of us were actually hired, like that we're going to be paid.
They don't remember.
I was actually hired. But I don't think you guys were.
I don't think Talia was hired. I think she was just traveling with.
Oh yeah, you don't know money.
We'll have to go. I can go back to the first episode and check, but I'd actually have to check that. I don't remember what you guys said you were doing.
I was not hired, so.
I believe in the first session I said I was hired. I don't remember exactly though. Since I had like a military background, I think they hired me on as kind of a mercenary.
Okay, so yeah, you could collect your pay.
Okay, so got paid, got items, and now what? I don't remember who we're at.
Okay, I was just trying to sort of get an idea of what you guys like. You guys had some downtime. I sort of want to get some flavor of how you guys were choosing to spend this time. So I think I sort of got that. And now I can sort of start moving on to setting up our next segment here, more or less. So Leosin has been recovering for a couple days, and he's feeling better now, and he finds one of you. I think we'll say, because he finds Ratzael and Vertus in the keep courtyard, and he says, "Okay, I'm feeling much better now. I have a favor to ask of you in your groups, if you would mind just gathering them so I could speak."
All right.
Sure, we can go get our compatriots.
I'll wander
Okay.
off to try to find Talia.
All right. Oh yeah, you find Talia in her grove away from Grove, um,
Hmm.
and Collector.
What are you
Um,
doing?
okay, so so yes, Leosin addresses you. He says, "After all you've done for me personally and for the people of Green Nest, I hate to ask anything more from you, but the need is great, and I dare to hope that you can aid me one more time. I need you to return to the cultist camp. You know your way around it now. If the cultists are preparing to conduct another raid, or a large body of them marches away, or if anything substantial is carried into or out of that cave, I need to know. If you have a chance to get into the camp and look around again, that would be the ideal way to spot anything that's changed. I don't recommend letting yourselves get captured." And he kind of he kind of adds a smile to that, jokingly. Uh, so, and he's like, and I'll offer you 150 gold pieces apiece to go and do this. Just keep an eye on them until you see something change, and then report back.
You just want us to look? You don't want us to do anything?
He's like, I just need information, and while I'm recovering well here, I think you were right to pull me out of there when you did. I don't think I'm quite up to going back there and doing recon myself, and they've definitely identified me at this point. So, um, not so sure that I'm the best person for this. But whatever's happening in that cave or whatever move they make next, it's gonna probably be pretty important, and I need to know about it sooner than later.
Yeah, we'll probably need to definitely be, sneaky because we kind of set the place on fire.
Well, I
It
mean,
wasn't my fault,
out
though.
by
I didn't do it.
now. I don't see why we can't do it. Seems easy enough. Just go in, look around, come back.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
We'll probably want to take a bit of a longer detour because they're probably on more of an alert now. I mean, it's only been 3 days, but still.
Okay.
Approach from the east.
So yeah,
Alright.
it's are you guys sort of heading back in that direction then?
I'm getting ready to go whenever everyone else is.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yep.
Let's go then.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that you guys have more or less a easy enough journey to get back to this camp. Okay, on this map there are quite a few things I need to change, so give me 1 second. First of all,
What? The prisoners are back in the same spot? They have Stockholm syndrome.
duh. And oops.
Can't tell if cat or lamb.
Cat. I have a kitten now. I got her. Go.
Nice.
What's her name?
Her name's Whisper.
I also request pictures, or if one picture is fine.
Oh, I can. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, so I have plenty of animal pictures that I can send you guys.
Cute,
Alright, so
cute, cute.
Tell me about how you guys are making this approach again. Like, are you like, where are you trying to see from?
Oh, I'd be going the high route. I'm not going to bother trying to go on the front road.
I say we stay.
To the south, so I say we could go north.
Yeah, same way. We already
Yeah, I
went
say
that
we
way
stick
once.
north.
Yeah, probably
Okay.
the brush, actually.
So, you guys get over this camp, and you're taking a look around, and what you see is that things are very different right now. It's been mostly abandoned, for the most part. All the huts that were on that first level down. It's also just occurred to me that while I was moving things here, that for some reason this dotted line that I kept on referring to was
That's the
um,
road.
It was no.
Oh.
Hidden from us.
It was on the
Oh.
GM layer for some reason, even though I think that was a
I
pretty
figured it
useful
was
thing
the
just to have on
line
the map.
just a
But,
little bit south of it.
I was
yeah,
just rolling with it. I thought that you were talking about the road.
sorry
Yeah.
about that. But yeah, I mean it was pretty close anyways. But everything that's down there on that first level is it's been burned down. Like it's just it's just been leveled and like raised in flame.
Good job, by the way. I would have done that, but I didn't have the means.
But all the hups that are on the second level are still intact, and the guard towers are still up.
Occupied?
Uh,
Yeah.
unoccupied actually.
Oh. He probably moved out. That's not good. Actually, that might be good.
I would like everyone to make a perception check.
I can't read. Oh, there it is. Perception.
Man.
You all see tracks. Tracks left by wagons and pack animals and what have you, and marching soldiers. Of small groups, all scattering. Tracks leading in all directions away from this place.
Either we scared them off or they're running to do another raid.
Probably not a raid if they're going all in separate directions.
True.
I mean,
Oh,
I wouldn't be
well.
surprised if they're contacting more of their affiliates. I mean, this may be one group of many if we're talking about an entire draconic uprising.
Okay. I wanted to, just so the picture's a little bit clear here. I want you to know that there is. I actually took these guys away when I shouldn't have. There is still the guards stationed around the mouth of the cave and around the command tent. And there's some activity still up on the second level. There appear to be several cultists dressed in more or less wilderness gear, sort of hanging out, but it's more or less a skeleton crew that remain.
Okay. Now I wish I would have bought something a little more damagey, but okay. Anyway.
But actually, I kind of actually want to stop things here. I want to sort of set this up for you. You guys are back at the camp. It is mostly abandoned, and there is not much activity here, except for around the command tent and by the caves, and there's still some people hanging around. But that's more or less what I just want to set up for you guys here, because I actually didn't prepare ahead here further than this. So,
Oh, no problem.
yeah, so I kind of want to stop the session here for today and then come back next week ready to tackle this thing. Is everyone good with that?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Thing,
What's that?
one thing, I actually graduate next Saturday.
Okay, we won't do this
Congratulations.
next Saturday then.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
in
the
that
Saturday after that, the
case,
23rd.
I'm assuming Andy's going to be with that too.
I will also not be present, correct? Well, hold on. What do we have going on Saturday night?
I think.
No, it's okay. We probably can't do it that
Yeah,
morning.
no,
Your
that's fine.
graduation's pretty
Don't
early.
strain yourself here. I'm just trying to think of. I might take the opportunity to set up a one shot for 3 people instead of 5, and then work from there. I kind of want to know who's going to be available and then work on it from there.
Right.
Yeah, I should be here next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I should be here.
I also have a friend who might be interested in participating in the one shot, but not like.
Okay.
So if you have someone in mind who wants to join us for a day or so, that let me know sooner than later so I could start planning accordingly. Like I would say, like by the end of the weekend, let me know. That way, if I start writing something, I'll know how many players I'm writing it for.
I could let you know right now. I actually have a friend really interested in starting to play D&D. If we're just doing a one shot, he would probably be up for it.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Like I said, talk to your friend. I'll talk to mine. I don't want to go crazy with this. Like, I still want to keep it at
Right,
5 people
right.
maximum.
A swarm.
But yeah, we'll just get a group together for next week. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
shut this stream down, and then we can discuss further
Right.
in Discord as we get this going. But like, I want to know how many players I'm making a thing for by the time I go to bed on Sunday. That way, I have a project set for the week.
Mm.
All right.
I'm gonna add in one more thing.